country is divided. There's this polarization between a lot of people from economic statuses, race, the whole gamut. So it's sort of like, we're all just trying to figure out where we fit in this, in this
Not me.
landscape.
I know where I fit in.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
fit right in as an American citizen.
Okay. We
Living my
are very
life, treating people the way I like to be treated. I know
right.
exactly where I fit.
Right. And that's
You
awesome
don't
that
know where you fit in?
well, I think a lot of people of color are trying to figure that out because,
What's
we have
wrong with you? What's wrong with you people that you can't figure your own life out?
well, we would like to if we were treated equally, if we were given, if we were treated with the same respect and given the same opportunities to thrive, if we were
What does
not
that mean, treated
targeted.
equally? Are
Well,
you,
there's
are you, I don't know what that means. Are you, as a black person, unable to get up and get a job?
well, as a black person, as a woman, there are things that I have to consider
Well,
when
I
I
do
am
too as
trying.
a man.
Right. Well, the problem is, there is still a lot of there's a lot of baggage that comes with being a person of color and trying to, live decently in a society where you are constantly being persecuted.
Why is it,
Oh,
why is it a lot of baggage being a person of color? Why not just get over your blackness and just
right.
become a human being and no one really
Right.
cares?
Well, that would be awesome. I
Why
mean,
don't
that
you
would be
do
really,
it?
well, we would love to do it if we
Well,
were
why
given
don't you do it?
because it's just not reality. It's not reality in this country
It
that we can.
is. White people don't care about your color at all. Not one
Well,
iota.
the statistics don't prove that. If you
Amazing.
look at what we've gone through in especially the past 4 to 5 years, um, the horrifying occurrences that have happened, the victims that have been murdered literally on the streets.
But
That
that's
whole
because you people are into your color rather than character. But let me ask, and you do know that for the last 4 or 5 years, we had the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama, in the White
fallen
House.
aside.
So you wrote
Wow.
and speaking of the fallen Messiah, you wrote a post, Dear President Trump, why you protect white America?
Uh-huh.
Who looks out for the rest of us?
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, it just basically means that, like I said, the country is very divided right now racially. It always sort of has been, but, I think social media has sort of helped to amplify everything because now everyone has a voice and everything is just more potent. And particularly, when we had, white supremacists marching
No
and,
such thing as white supremacy.
well, white people who think that they're superior.
No, it's the blacks
And
thinking that. White people do not think that they're superior. Black
well,
people, not all, but most, think that white people are superior. And because black people think that, they think that white people are thinking that. But believe me, if white people thought that they were superior, you would not be in America. You would still be in Nigeria.
that is not true because America is the land of the free, and America is supposed to welcome everybody. That's basically the premise of this country.
But
Is
if white people thought that they were superior, then it wouldn't be the land of the free for everybody. It would just be the land of the free for white people.
well, they do think they're superior because they actually stole the land from the rightful owners
Not
and claimed
true.
it.
Not true.
So, well, anyway,
That's fake
I
news.
well, that maybe, yeah. I mean, everyone has their version of fake news. So if that's your version, that's your version. But white people that are marching to declare themselves, to sort of vent about not being, it's like you already are in a position of power, and yet you still feel the need to amplify that power by marching to say that we deserve to be heard. When you clearly are like, we are the ones, people of color are the ones that are marginalized and not given the opportunity to really claim this country as our own.
That's
And our
amazing.
president,
No one
and,
is stopping you. White
and
people,
doesn't do anything about it. Instead, he gives them, he endorses what they're doing.
Who,
I mean,
Obama?
Trump. That is why I
But
made that.
you wrote this letter, dear President Trump. Oh, President Trump. Oh, I was thinking it
Yeah,
was Obama. So
no,
Trump is
that's why I said
endorsing.
what I said.
Right. I'm sorry.
He's endorsing this division. He was actually put in power by people who want that division, who support the fact that, listen, we had Obama for 8 years. It was a nightmare.
It
We
definitely
can't
was.
deal with it. We can't deal with it anymore. We need to go back to what we know. We need a white man in the White House who is for us. And they got it. But they got it
Well,
at our
we gave you people a black president for 8 years. I didn't give it to you because I didn't vote for it.
well,
And,
we
and you
got
guys just made
it had
things
nothing to do
worse.
it had nothing to do with his color. It had to do with his competence,
Who?
his patriotism. First of all, when you look at the history of Black people in this country and what we've had to endure, I don't want to really go back to slavery, but
Thank you.
I do want to bring up the repercussions of that. The fact that we are, Black men are targeted more
By other
than
black
the other
people.
race, not by other Black people, but by the law.
Resonate. Um,
The system has been created to ensure that Black people don't
Anthony,
correct.
Anthony,
Wow. Yes.
let me say something nice about you.
Okay.
I like the fact that you're not an angry black woman. You don't have
No, I'm
that
not
same.
angry. I'm
But
concerned,
the
but
average
I'm
black
angry.
woman would have been gone off by now. But you,
I'm concerned, but I'm not angry. Yes.
and while in college, you develop this negative attitude about white people because you say you were not into the black and white thing at one point until you went to college.
Yeah. Well,
And
I wasn't aware.
I noticed that colleges around the country are traumatizing and corrupting black people and young whites. So I warn white people and blacks not to send your kids to the colleges
No, that is
because it
not true.
corrupt you. They
I,
brainwash you.
No, absolutely not. In fact, it was the opposite. I mean, for me, it was a learning experience. I mean, I went to an all-white school, like in Nevada, Missouri, somewhere. It was an all-white town, an all-white school. There were only 3 Black students. I was one of the 3. So it gave me the opportunity to sort of be a minority for the first time because, coming from Nigeria, I mean, it's Africa.
But you
You're not.
didn't care about that at the time because you had the
No,
right
I didn't
attitude.
care. I didn't care. But then I moved to New York and I got a better idea of how things work, of just the way it all plays out. Actually, I got a more acute idea when I went to the University of Missouri in Kansas City. That's a city that is quite segregated. And so I got to really understand the way the whole how racial relations play out in real life and how complex
So
it
you
can
were
be.
brainwashed.
No, I wasn't brainwashed. I was just happy to get my own education as opposed to people telling me what to think or
But just
giving
think
me
about
their
this. You went into the school with no anger in your heart toward white
no.
people, with no sense
I'm
of
not angry. I'm not angry.
separation, and they
Right.
brainwashed you. You came out. Now you're into your blackness. You got your
Well,
hair done, the whole thing.
well, no, it's not really being into my Blackness. I just feel very proud of who I am and what I am
What
because
are you?
messages. Well, I'm a Black woman,
No, don't be
and
proud about that. Be proud of
I
being a woman of character. Never
Well,
mind your
I'm proud of
color.
that too. But color does play a big role
No,
in how we're perceived.
only in
If
your
I
mind.
not in our mind, no, in real life, that is the fact. That is the fact. If you look at the way marginalized people are treated compared to white people in every situation,
Let me tell you this.
the race is a big part
Let
of
me tell
how
you
we
this.
exist.
It's your
It plays
attitude.
out in everything.
It's your attitude that creates a perception. And so when
Yeah.
I first meet you, I don't see you as an angry, black, out of control woman blaming the world for your problem, right? But
Right.
so I have a nice perception of you. But once
Uh-huh.
we get to talking and I see
Mhm.
how brainwashed you are, it changes.
It's
It's
not a matter of being brainwashed. It's a matter of being aware. You have to be aware of what you're dealing with when you step out into the world. I mean, for example, take Sandra Bland, for instance. Sandra Bland was a young Black woman who was, stopped by a state trooper for a traffic violation. And if this had happened to a white woman, she would be alive today. But because Sandra Bland was a woman who was aware of who she was, aware of her rights, she knew that the person that she was dealing with was sort of taking advantage of the fact that she probably didn't know that she was being sort of bamboozled.
But
So she took the initiative to stand up for herself, and she paid for it with her life. So
right. But what you leaving out, what you leaving out about Sandra Bland, according to all the reports, she committed suicide. She was very depressed. She had tried to commit suicide prior to going to jail. And this time she succeeded. But you're giving out fake news by leaving that out and giving the impression that the cops killed her.
Right. No,